You know, I never thought the day would come when owning a swimming pool would spark an all-out neighborhood war. But then again, I'd never met Karen, our self-crowned HOA president. Reigning from her throne at the end of the cul-de-sac, clipboard in one hand, phone in the other, always on patrol like she's auditioning for some reality show called Neighborhood Nightmares. It started as a joke, or at least I thought so. One bright afternoon, she stormed into my backyard, jabbed a finger at my pool, and said with a perfectly straight face, "This belongs to the community now." I laughed out loud, because who could possibly be serious about commandeering someone else's pool? You'd think she was kidding, right? Yeah, that happened. But Karen doesn't joke. Within days, I'm getting these official-looking HOA notices, neighbors are whispering, and suddenly she's plastering flyers about a community pool party at my place. She strutted around like the whole neighborhood was already invited, acting like the pool was hers to give. That was the moment I realized, if Karen wanted a party, I was about to give her one. Just not the kind she was expecting. Now, before I walk you through the ultimate act of neighborhood vengeance, let me say this. Drop a comment and tell me where you're tuning in from, because I know folks like us are everywhere. You ever dealt with a Karen? Oh, you're gonna relate. When I first bought this house, honestly, the pool wasn't even the main selling point. Don't get me wrong, it was a stunner. Fresh blue water, clean white tile, palm trees I planted myself. But the real prize was peace. I'd spent 2 decades hustling at a job that drained me, stacking every dime so my family could finally have a place to call our own. I'll never forget floating on a cheap raft that first weekend, looking up at the sky, listening to my kids' laughter and my wife pouring lemonade, thinking, this is what it's all about. That pool became our little world, our own slice of calm in the chaos. Of course, in HOA country, peace is always conditional. I'd been warned. The board's very active, my agent said, which is code for nosy and power drunk. But I figured, how bad could a few rules be? Trim the hedges, bring in your trash bins, standard stuff. Annoying, but not soul-crushing. So I paid my dues, kept my head down, and enjoyed my sanctuary. But Karen, well, you can't ignore her. She moved through the neighborhood with that "I own the street" energy, sunglasses bigger than her head, always scribbling something on her clipboard. She'd stare at my place just a little too long. Her voice would carry across the lawns, barking orders about grass length and recycling bins. Everybody just rolled their eyes, but me? I felt that low hum of tension, like I was being sized up. Despite all that, my family lived it up that first summer. Pool parties, midnight swims, even my daughter learning to float. People would compliment the yard. Not Karen. She just glared. And silence, I learned, is when people like Karen plot. One evening, I caught her chatting over the fence with a board member. Technically, it can be classified as a community amenity. The bylaws are vague. It's unfair for one household to hoard it. I froze. Sharing it? A week later, I get this envelope, official HOA review notice. I laughed, honestly thinking it was a joke. My wife read it. Eyes wide. They can't do this, right? And that's when the crack appeared in my little paradise. Suddenly, Karen's lurking with her phone, taking pictures of my pool like she's gathering evidence. She doesn't blink when I wave, just writes on her clipboard. My kids start asking if we'll lose the pool. I assure them it's fine, but inside, I feel the storm brewing. Because, see, HOA battles aren't about rules, they're about control. Karen didn't want to swim, she wanted to own. And that's when peace left the building. Then, one sticky Tuesday, she barges in, no invitation, nothing. Clipboard under her arm like it's a weapon. This pool qualifies as a shared amenity. It belongs to the neighborhood. I blinked, thinking I misheard. Pretty sure I paid for this pool, Karen. She doesn't flinch. Reads some section from the bylaws like she's on Law and Order. It's a community benefit. My daughter tugs my sleeve. Is she serious? Karen, I say, it's a private pool behind a private fence. You can't just claim it. She smiles, all smug. We'll see. The board will decide. And just like that, she leaves, convinced she's already won. The next day, another notice, now about fines for noncompliance. Then I see her with 2 board members, pointing into my yard, talking about liability and community access. I ask if there's a problem. She says, just an inspection. That Friday, I get a violation for refusing to share community resources, $500 fine. It's not about the pool anymore. She wants the trophy of breaking me. And she just keeps coming. I get cited for a mailbox half an inch too tall, fine. Lawn too green compared to her dead grass, fine. A neighbor slips me a meeting agenda, motion to reclassify my pool as a shared HOA asset. Lawyer speak for stealing it outright. Then, overnight, she's posted signs on every lamppost. Community pool access, coming soon. My pool's photo, my kids in the background, all over the street. Without my permission, I tear down the flyers, but more go up. Now the neighbors are curious, some excited for a free swim, some just rubbernecking. My wife's nervous, my son won't swim, my daughter wonders if we'll have to move. Karen, meanwhile, acts like she's planning a festival. Certified letter, hand-delivered. $1,000 fine for obstructing a community resource. I laugh. It's so ridiculous, it's almost art. But it's working. The neighborhood is turning. Then comes the party. Flyer, full color, DJ, games, food at my pool. Hosted by Karen. Not a word to me. People start asking if they can bring folding chairs, what to bring for the grill. Karen walks past. Make sure the pool's clean. People expect a good time. She wants me humiliated, helpless, outnumbered, forced to watch her take over. But what she didn't know is that the second I saw that flyer, my gears started turning. At dinner, my wife asks what I'm planning. I just grin. We'll give her a party she'll never forget. Thursday night, after everyone's asleep, I set up a pump and hoses. Quiet, discreet. By morning, my pool would be empty, a concrete crater instead of a party paradise. Friday, Karen warns me not to pull any stunts. I smile. Wouldn't dream of it. But inside, I'm counting the hours. That night, she catches me draining the pool. She's furious, shrieking about community property. I stay calm. Funny, I don't see your name on the deed. Her board lackeys look uncomfortable. She threatens lawsuits, bankruptcy, everything. I just laugh. You've already lost, Karen. Tomorrow, you'll have nothing but cracked concrete to show off. By sunrise, the pool's bone dry. I stage it for maximum effect. Collapsed flamingo floatai, tipped chairs, one of her flyers on the gate with pool closed, private property scrawled in red. It's art, really. The neighborhood arrives for the party, Karen leading the parade, clipboard in hand, head held high. They round the corner and freeze. Silence. One little kid asks, "Where's the water?" The crowd erupts in laughter, some nervous, some outright mocking. Karen blames a plumbing issue, tries to salvage her dignity, but it's done. I step forward, make it clear, this was never a community pool. It's mine, and this is what happens when someone tries to steal what doesn't belong to them. The crowd turns, not on me, but on her. Neighbors file out, board members pack up, and Karen stands there, hat drooping, clipboard trembling. I walk up close and say, "Next time you try to steal from me, remember this." And then I turn and leave her standing in the ruins of her big show. Sure, she tries to come back swinging. Legal threats, more notices, wild accusations. But I'd already sent everything to my attorney buddy, who found my deed was ironclad, pool fully exempt. Karen's crusade built on a foundation of sand. My lawyer sends a letter, attached with all the proof, plus a note warning about frivolous lawsuits. And just for the cherry on top, I schedule a maintenance crew to restore the pool to sparkling perfection. At the next board meeting, Karen tries to rally her army, but when the truth comes out, the room turns on her. Even her closest allies back away, one resigns on the spot. The board strips her of power. The fines, the flyers, all of it vanishes. Karen's left wandering the neighborhood, clipboard useless, nobody listening. My family swims again, neighbors apologize, even offer to chip in for the repairs. The best part? Watching Karen fade into irrelevance, watching her realize, out loud, that her reign is over. That's the kind of ending you don't get in movies. That's real justice. So here's my advice. If someone tries to bully you out of what you've earned, your peace, your home, your joy, stand your ground. Don't fight fire with fire. Let arrogance burn itself out. And if you've ever faced a Karen, tell me about it below. Hit subscribe if you want more tales of neighborhood drama and sweet revenge. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.